Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will see the theory portion of differentiation. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. The topics we will see in this chapter are: first, we will see what is derivative and what is differential coefficients, right? After that, we will see what is geometrical meaning of derivative at a point, like what is meaning of dy by dx, dx by dy, right? So after that, we will move to the different methods of differentiation, like sum rule, product rule, quotient rule, etc. Right? After this, we will jump to the differentiation using substitution. In this method, suppose we are given two functions of x and functions of y in terms of any parameter such as theta or t, right? So first we will differentiate x with respect to t, y with respect to t, and if we have to find dy by dx, then we will divide dy by dt upon dx by dt. That's how we will get dy by dx, right? So this is differentiation using substitution. We will see. After this, we will jump to the second order derivative, right? That is d square y by dx square, or f double dash x, like this. After that we will see the differentiation of a determinant, right? If we are given any determinant, how will we differentiate that determinant, right? Okay, so in this chapter we will see these contents. Let's start. What is derivative? Derivative or differential coefficient: the rate of change of quantity y with respect to another quantity x is called derivative or differential coefficient of y with respect to x, right? The process of finding the derivative of a function is called differentiation. Clear? The rate of change of quantity y with respect to quantity x. Suppose we have quantity y and quantity x, right? So quantity y is changing with respect to x. So we will find how much quantity y is changing with respect to x. That is, we will find dy by dx. Clear? So this method is called derivative or the differential coefficient of y with respect to x. Clear? And this process of finding this differential coefficient is called the derivative of a function. Clear? And call the process of finding the derivative of a function is called the differentiation. Clear? Okay, so what is geometrical meaning of derivative at a point? So geometrically, derivative of a function at point c is a slope of tangent to the curve y equal to x at point at the point p c f c. Clear? Suppose we have a curve. Clear? So if we will find derivative of this derivative dy by dx at this point, this means geometrically this is same as the calculating tangent at this point. The tangent at this point is suppose c and fc. Clear? So this is the geometrical meaning of find dy by dx or derivative at a point. Clear? Slope of tangent at point p is equal to, it can be written as limit x tending to c fx minus fc upon x minus c, right? And it is called d of fx upon dx, right? Or f dash c. Clear? This is called the derivative, and it is also called the tangent at a point c. Now you have to remember derivative of some standard function, right? You have to remember this. First is constant function. If you have any constant, then derivative of the constant will be 0. So d upon dx of constant is equal to 0. D upon dx of x to the power n is equal to n x to the power n minus 1, right? You have to remember this. For example, suppose we have x cube. Clear? So derivative of x cube will be c. Here n is 3. Clear? So it will be n into x to the power n minus 1. That means 3 into x to the power 3 minus 1. That is 3x square. Clear? Okay. So Next one is derivative of root x. See, root x is same as x to the power n, right? Root x can be written x to the power 1 by 2, right? Here n is 1 by 2. Clear? N is 1 by 2. So again we will apply this formula. Clear? We will apply this formula. N into x to the power n minus 1. So it will be 1 by 2 x to the power 1 by 2 minus 1, which after simplification will give 1 by 2 root x. Clear? So this is not different formula. This formula is same as this one, right? Again, see, d upon dx of 1 by x to the power n. Same this formula. See, here n is replaced by minus n, right? N is replaced by minus n. Clear? So after applying same method, that is minus n x to the power minus n minus 1, right? Minus n x to the power minus n minus 1, you will get this result, minus of n upon x to the power n plus 1. Clear? So these three things are basically same. Clear? And it is based on this formula only. Clear? Now let's see derivative of some trigonometric functions. So d upon dx of sin x is basically cos x, right? You have to remember this. Derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Clear? Okay. Derivative of tan x is basically sec square x, right? Derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. Derivative of cot x is basically minus cosec square x. Derivative of cosec x is equal to minus cosec x cot x. See, one thing you will observe here, that the term in which first letter is c, when we take derivative of that, will be negative, right? See, derivative of cos x is negative sin x. Since it starts with c, so derivative is negative x. It is not rule, it is just observation, right? Similarly, derivative of cot x is c. It starts with c, so derivative of cot x is minus cosec square x. Again, cosec x is starting with c, so its derivative is minus cosec x cot x, right? So you have to remember like this. Clear? Many people just confuse in where to apply positive sign and negative sign. So this is trick to remember this, right? Now next important result is derivative of log x. That is d upon dx of log x is basically 1 upon x, right? When x greater than 0. Clear? X greater than 0 is because domain of log x is basically greater than x greater than 0. Now see, e to the power x, derivative of e to the power x remains same as e to the power x, right? Clear? Derivative of a to the power x is basically a to the power x log a. Clear? So d upon dx of a to the power x is basically a to the power x log a for a greater than 0. Clear? So you have to remember these things. These are some important and standard results of derivative of functions, right? Okay. Let's move to the next part, which is derivative of log ax. See, log ax can be written as log x upon log a, right? Log x upon log a. So log a will be in denominator and derivative of log x is 1 by x, right? So derivative of log ax is basically 1 by x log a. Clear? For x greater than 1, x greater than 0, a greater than 0, and a should not be equal to 1. If a will be 1, then denominator will be 0. And this function will not be defined. Clear? So it should not be equal to 1. We have seen in logarithmic functions, right? Now let's see derivative of some inverse trigonometric functions. So derivative of sine inverse x is basically 1 by root over 1 minus x square, right? When x is, that means domain is between minus 1 to 1. Clear? As we know this, that derivative of, like, that is domain of sine inverse x is between minus 1 to 1. Now derivative of cos inverse x is minus of 1 upon root over 1 minus x square, right? As we know that sine inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2, right? So cos inverse x can be written as pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. Now if you take derivative of both the sides, so derivative of cos inverse x is equal to derivative of pi by 2 0 and minus of sine inverse x. Derivative of minus of sine inverse x is this one, right? So you can remember this as derivative of cos inverse x as minus 1 upon root over 1 minus x square when x is between minus 1 to 1. Clear? Next is derivative of sec inverse x. It can be written as 1 by absolute value of x or mod x, 1 by mod x root over x square minus 1. Clear? for mod x greater than 1, right? Clear? So domain of this is mod x greater than 1, as we know this. Now derivative of cos inverse x is minus of 1 by, again see, it starts with c, so it is minus. It starts with c, it is minus, right? So derivative of cos inverse x is basically minus of 1 by mod x root over x square minus 1 for all mod x greater than 1. Clear? Now derivative of tan inverse x equal to 1 by 1 plus x square, right? For x belongs to real. Clear? Derivative of cot inverse x. See, cot inverse x, c is, here c is first term, which starts with c, so derivative will be negative. So derivative of cot inverse x is minus of 1 by 1 plus x square, right? For all x belongs to real. Clear? So these are basically derivative of some standard function. Clear? You have to remember these things. Okay. So let's move to the next part. Methods of differentiation. So let's see the methods of differentiation. If method 1, if y is equal to fx plus minus gx, right? Some are difference of two function, then dy by dx is equal to d by dx of fx plus minus gx, which is equal to f dash x plus minus g dash x. Right? You have to remember this. But yeah, but you cannot apply the same rule in multiplication and division, right? You cannot do like if fx into gx, then d of then dy by dx will be f dash x into g dash x. This is not right. It can be applied only in the case of addition and subtraction. Clear? Now if y is equal to cfx, where c is any constant, then dy by dx can be written as d upon dx c into fx, right? Which is equal to c times f dash x. It is called scalar multiple rule, right? Next one is product rule, right? Let's see product rule. We have discussed y is equal to, if y is equal to fx into gx, then dy by dx is basically d upon dx of fx into gx, which can be written as c. First you will take fx out and differentiate gx, and plus then you will take gx out and differentiate fx, right? So which is equal to fx into g dash x plus gx into f dash x, right? It is called product rule. Next one is, if y is equal to fx upon gx, then dy by dx is equal to d upon dx of fx upon gx. Now you have to remember this quotient rule or division rule. So d upon dx of fx upon gx is, see, first we will keep gx denominator and differentiate numerator, minus we will keep numerator minus differentiate denominator upon denominator square, right? Which is equal to gx into f dash x minus fx into g dash x upon g of x square, where gx not equal to 0. Clear? Next one is y is equal to fu. If y equal to fu and y equal to gx, then we can apply chain rule, and chain rule says that dy by dx can be found as some df by du. See, f is function of u and u is function of x, right? So first we will differentiate f with respect to u, multiplied differentiate u with respect to x, right? So dy by dx can be found as df by du into du by dx, right? Which is equal to f dash u into g dash x. Clear? It is called chain rule, right? This rule can be extended as follows: if y is equal to fu and u is equal to gv, then v is equal to hx, and v equal to hx, then dy by dx equal to df by du into du by dv into dv by dx, like that, right? Now next part, derivative of composite function, but that is d by dx of f of gx can be written as f dash gx into g dash x, right? You have to remember this. Next part, that is seventh point. If the given function cannot be expressed in the form of y is equal to fx, but can be expressed in the form of f of xy equal to 0, then to find the derivative of each term of f of xy equal to 0 with respect to x, it is called differentiation of implicit function, right? Differentiation of implicit function. We will take derivative of f of xy, right, on both sides. Clear? Next point is eighth point, logarithmic differentiation rule, which says if y is the product or quotient of a number or a complicated function, or if it is of the form fx to the power gx, right? If any function is of the form fx to the power gx, then derivative of y can be found by first taking log on both sides, right? And then differentiating it. Clear? So you have to just remember this rule. Clear? Okay. So next method is, see, when y equal to fx to the power gx, then dy by dx is fx to the power gx, and it can be written as gx upon fx into f dash x. Dy by dx is fx to the power gx into gx upon fx into f dash x plus log fx into g dash x. We can prove this, but we have to remember this result. Clear? For the uh, solving the question in a faster way, right? You have to remember these things. Next, if x equal to phi t and y is equal to psi t, where t is parameter, then this is called parametric differentiation rule. So dy by dx will be equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt, right? It is called parametric differentiation rule. Next, if u is equal to fx and v is equal to gx, then differentiation of y with respect to v is basically du by dv is equal to du by dx upon dv by dx, right? Clear? Okay. So these things you have to remember, right? Let's move to the next part. Differentiation using substitution. So see, in order to find differential coefficients of complicated expressions, some substitutions are very helpful, right? Which are listed below. So if any functions are of these forms, you will remember these substitutions, right? That is, if you are given any function of this form, you will just substitute x as these things, right? So let's go one by one. So if function of the form root over a square minus x square, just put x is equal to a sine theta or a cos theta, right? If it is of the form root over x square minus a square, see what will be the advantage of doing this. When you put x equal to a sine theta, you will get root over a square minus a square sine theta, right? And you will get, when you will take a square common, so a square into 1 minus sine square theta, which will be a square cos square theta. So root over a square cos square theta is a cos theta, right? Clear? And you have put a x as a sine theta, right? So you will see the form of a sine theta into a cos theta, which is fx into f dash x. Clear? Like that. Clear? And same thing in the case of a cos theta, right? You will get root over a square minus a square cos square theta. That means root over a square into 1 minus cos square theta, which is a square sin square theta. Root over a square sin square theta is a sin theta. Clear? Now, if anything is of the form root over x square minus a square, then you have to put x equal to a sec theta or a cosec theta, right? In this way, you will get root over a square x square, which is a sec square theta. That means a square sec square theta minus a square. So a sec square theta minus 1 can be written as tan square theta, right? Now, if any function of the form root over x square plus a square, then put x is equal to a tan theta or a cot theta. Clear? Now, if function is of the form root over a plus x upon a minus x or root over a minus x upon a plus x, just put x equal to a cos 2 theta. Here, by putting this, you will get a plus a cos 2 theta. That means 1 plus cos 2 theta upon 1 minus cos 2 theta. So you can apply the formula of cos 2 theta in terms of cos square theta and sin square theta, right? And this function will get simplified, right? Now, if any function is of the form root over a square plus x square upon a square minus x square or root over a square minus x square upon a square plus x square, you just substitute x square is equal to a square cos 2 theta, right? If any function of the form root over x upon a plus x, then you just substitute x equal to a tan square theta, right? If any function of the form root over x minus a into x minus b, just make the substitution as x equal to a sec square theta minus b tan square theta, right? If the function is of the form root over ax minus x square, just make the substitution as x equal to a sin square theta. Right, if any function of the form root over x upon a minus x, just apply the substitution of x equal to a sine square theta, right? If any function of the form root over x minus a into b minus x, just apply the substitution as x equal to a cos square theta plus b sine square theta, right? Clear? Usually this is done in the case of inverse trigonometric functions, right? These substitutions. So you have to remember these substitutions, right? Okay. Now let's see second order derivative. If y is equal to fx, then d of dx of dy by dx is called the second order derivative of y with respect to x. It is denoted by d square y by dx square or f double dash x or y double dash or y2. Clear? You can represent the second order derivative by these four methods. Clear? This is called twice taking derivative twice. Clear? You will take derivative once, after that you will take derivative again. This is called second order derivative, right? So you have to keep in mind these things. Next is differentiation of a determinant. Suppose you have given a determinant y is equal to determinant of PQR UBW LMN. Then dy by dx can be calculated as dp by dx, dq by dx, dr by dx, determinant of dp by dx, dq by dx, dr by dx, ubw, lmn plus determinant of pqr, du by dx, dv by dx, dw by dx, lmn plus determinant of pqr, uvw, dl by dx, dm by dx, right? Addition of these determinants. Clear? So this is the basically method of differentiation of a determinant, right? Okay. So let's move to the summary of this chapter. What we have discussed till now in this chapter. So first we have seen the rate of change of quantity y with respect to another quantity x is called the derivative or differential coefficient of y with respect to x. The process of finding the derivative of a function is called differentiation, right? After that, we have seen geometrical form of derivative, which is geometrically derivative of a function at a point x equal to c is the slope of tangent to the curve y is equal to fx at the point p, c, and fc. And after that, we have seen derivative of some standard function. One of this is this one. Clear? After that, we have seen geometrical meaning of derivative of at a point. Right? We have seen different methods of differentiation. After that, we have seen differentiation using substitution. Clear? Also, in order to find differential coefficients of a complicated expression, some substitutions are helpful, right? Usually, this is done in the case of inverse trigonometric function, as we have seen. After that, we have seen second order derivative. Clear? That is, if y equal to fx, then d of dx of dy by dx is called the second order derivative of y with respect to x, and which is denoted by d square y by dx square or f double dash x or y double dash or y2, right? After that, in last we have discussed the differentiation of a determinant, right? Okay, so these are the basically theory portions of the differentiation. Thank you.